Well, Election Day is now behind us, and there were a few surprises from the polls. Earlier, I sat down with our political analyst, Clancy DuBos, to recap Saturday night's big takeaways. So let's start by talking about the mayor's race.
Well, it's a glass half full, glass half empty thing for Mayor Cantrell. On the full side, she got reelected by a 65% margin, but on the other hand, it was only a 28% turnout. In terms of the actual votes that she received, it's the least number of votes that any mayor in my lifetime has received. The other big takeaway from this election is the sheriff's race. Sheriff Marlon Gusman, a 17-year incumbent, has been pushed into a runoff. The good news for him is he got 48% of the vote. The bad news for him is he only got 48% of the vote, and it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out runoff. And we also have 4 runoffs in council districts.
Were there any of those races that you expected there would not be a runoff for? And
no, I pretty much thought that there would be runoffs in all of those races, B, C, D, and E, because they had, in 2 of them, districts B and E, you had incumbents who faced very well-financed or well-known challenges, and in C and D, you had crowded fields with nobody who was a standout, although you had candidates who took the lead in each of those districts. Freddie King in District C and Eugene Green in District D, but they each face a runoff now.
The big takeaway for me seems that the turnout was just so low, especially for a city that's felt kind of frustrated with the things that have been happening.
When people don't turn out, it's called voting with your feet, meaning they walk away from the obligation or the duty to go vote, and they just don't feel engaged enough, or they don't care enough, or they don't feel motivated enough. They're not excited about any of the people running, and so they stay home.